Today is December 11th, 2014. My name is Edna Sussman. I'm a reference librarian here at the Half Hollow Hills Community Library in Dix Hills, New York. We are interviewing Joel Trent, a Korean veteran, as part of our Veterans Testimonial Project and in collaboration with the Library of Congress's Veterans History Project. Thank you so much, Joel, for your service and for participating in our project.
Thank you, working. Thank you, Thank you for me.
That's fine.
Thank you very much.
Joel, where and when were you born?
I was born in Brooklyn, 1936, November 9th.
And who were your parents and what were their occupations?
Basically,
What were their names?
My mother was Ethel. My father was Saul. Their occupations, they were, my mother was a homebody, and my father was a tailor.
And where were they born?
My father was born in Poland. My mother was born in Lithuania.
And did you have any siblings?
Yes, I had one sister.
And what was her name?
Connie.
Connie. Was she ever in the military?
No.
And what were you doing before you entered the service?
I just got out of high school. And I went to, I worked in the in a camp.
Monticello?
In a camp, Monticello.
Monticello.
Before I entered the Navies.
What did you do there?
I was a busboy.
Oh, okay.
And I was still pretty young. Made out like a bandit.
So, in which branch of the service?
I was in it was in the Navy.
Navy. And did you enlist or were you drafted?
Yes, so I didn't. I did not. I had enlisted. My parents had to sign because I was what they call a kiddie cruiser.
How old were you?
17 and a half.
Wow. Well, what, that was under 18 was the problem? Or?
Over 19.
Oh, 19.
No, I'm sorry, 18.
Okay.
Yes.
So they had to sign that it was okay for you to enlist?
Yes, to enlist.
Okay. Why did you choose that specific branch of the military?
It's a funny thing. When I was a kid, I saw a movie called
Here. Is that
oh
it?
yes, it was called The Frogmen. And it just came to me. I like that. That's what I want to do.
Okay.
And I tried. When I enlisted, I tried to get into the underwater demolition.
Oh, wow.
I really wanted it. That time I was 17 and a half, and I had already won some swimming meets. I played basketball, and finally, in fact, when I went on to the ship, I played on the team's ship.
Oh. Played what?
Basketball.
Oh, wow. You're tall. That's good.
Well, years ago, I would have been tall. But to now, I mean, I'm the shorties.
What happened when you departed for training camp and during your early days of training? What was that like?
Well, basically, it was very hard to to get used to the chow.
Why is that?
Because everything was so. If you had a steak, you had to first look at get napkins, and to get the fat, everything like that. In fact, as it turned out, in my division, my company, they had four Jews from the Jewish. They were hospitaled because they couldn't get used to the fats and. In fact, when I've always been a garbage eater, so that I didn't have any problem. But for myself, I couldn't get used to it also. And when I came into the Navy, I was roughly about 175. After my boot camp, I was 145.
Oh my!
And it was, I couldn't take it. The only thing I got used to, like everybody else hated, was what they called shit on a shingle.
What is that?
Chipped and both. Beach, no. Chipped beef.
Chipped beef. Oh.
And it's normally the name implied. Yes, that's really should have been, but I enjoyed that.
That's funny. Do you recall your instructors, and if so, what were they like?
The only instructor that I remember called was a boatswain mate. He was the group leader. He was very fair, but he didn't take anything. This is it. You have to do this job, and that's it. And it was very good. I've learned a lot from him.
Did you get specialized training, or what were they training you to do?
No, then we were still in boot camp. So basically, everybody had the same training.
Oh.
Right? You learn what you had to do is in the sense of you had a job, you had to do it.
On the ship, eventually.
Yes. I mean, even aboard the ship, everybody had the same job in the sense of you knew what you had to do, and you had to do it.
Okay.
There wasn't anything of, I don't feel to do this now. No.
No. But did you get trained in any specialty, like?
Well, when I came out of boot camp, they normally, I found basically everything had the same thing in the sense of if you're trying to learn for a cook, they would put you into something that was not even close to what you had to do it. And we had some guys that were actually almost gourmet chefs, and they were everything else except that.
Huh.
For myself, I was torn. I went to Norfolk, Virginia, and I learned. No, I'm sorry. I think it was Baybridge that I learned how to in Morse code. And
oh.
So I was an operator.
Radio operator?
Yes.
Wow.
The typical of da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
So you had to learn the Morse code very well.
Yes, and I eventually also, once I got aboard ship, I had a Crimpton. I'm sorry, Cryptal. No. I had a special training because of Krypton.
Encryption?
Yes.
Something was encrypted, the code?
Yeah, yes. I was permitted, I had to do from the...
I mean, decode the code?
Yes. Basically, they're only, supposedly only a few people could actually do that.
Wow. So that's what you did when you were on the ship?
Yes.
Wow. Did you sent messages too?
Yes, and the funny thing is, I would start copying a message, on the typewriter, and all of a sudden, like, hey, this is me. This is for me.
Oh, the message coming in.
Yeah. Oh, my son got a baby.
Oh, no kidding.
So it was really, I like that, obviously.
That's very specialized training.
Yeah.
How did you adapt to military life, like the regiment? You said the food wasn't great. What about the barracks and the social life?
Basically, there was no. I guess you could call it social. You played a lot of cards. Everything's pretty good, and for the most part, like a lot of people, I really don't remember a lot of the bets, the parts I didn't like.
The bad parts.
Right, I can remember the coming out on Liberty, the different ports that I've visited. One of the things I wanted to I got out of the Navy was basically I wanted to see the world.
So after the training was in Virginia, you said?
Yes.
So then where did you go? You were shipped out?
Then I was shipped out to the battleship, New Jersey.
New Jersey. And where did it go? Where did you end up going with it?
Oh, we had different, quite so many different ports on the Atlantic. And in fact, one of these cruises, I'm not going to say cruise, but one of the times the battleship New Jersey actually acted as the flag ship, where basically we had quite a few people, stories. We had a lot of divisions, but our ship was basically the cloud.
Was that the leader?
The leader, basically, yes. It was they reported. Everybody else reported to the capital.
Now, do you remember what year you served? I mean, it wasn't during the Korean. Was it during the Korean conflict?
Yes, it was in the conflict. Yes.
It was.
And in fact, when I first to get aboard, reported to the ship. They just came back from Korea.
Oh, and you were going, did you go back?
No.
Oh.
I wanted to go, but basically not. After that, we started a lot of different, what they call mini cruises.
No. Did you go abroad?
Yes, I've been Italy, Spain.
On the Navy ships?
Yeah. On the
New Jersey.
New Jersey. I've seen so many more countries that I've ever saw in the United States.
How long were you in? I mean, what determined when you would leave a foreign port to go to the next one?
Oh, that was depend on whatever it was Mad Cod. We had a lot of us. We had a midshipmen's from the
Annapolis.
They came on board, and we took one of the learns. That's how they were learning. And they went. So basically, whatever ports came, I mean, it was very, very up high, and there was nothing to, well, we may go here, or we may go there. Okay, we're going to go this. We're going to be in this port for maybe two days. Then we go to another one.
Now, why you supported troops? American troops would come on board.
Yeah, from Annapolis.
Right, but
that was their training.
But when you went to Italy and you went to other countries, but the war was going on in Korea.
Yes, but we weren't
You weren't stationed there.
That was very far where we are. Basically, everything that we had. In fact, a lot of the great movie things that I can still remember is a lot of the reports, and I remember one year we spent first day Christmas and
New Year's?
Yes, in Barcelona.
Oh.
And it was great. We met. In fact, years ago, I used to when I had a return paper when I was in English. My theme was I saw another wonders of the world. Because we had been going on horseback riding.
Oh.
And at that time we came to the top of the peak, and the sun was just setting.
What country was that in?
Barcelona.
Oh, in Barcelona. Mm-hmm.
And hopefully I never forget that.
How long were you in the Navy?
I was 3 years, no, I'm sorry, 3 months too early. I couldn't get into my good comic medal because I listed by 3 months.
Why? Because you were too young?
Yes.
Oh, okay. But then you stayed. I mean, then you were in the service for how long?
No, up until I was put on the battleship. We actually on decommissioned her.
Oh, but how long did you serve on the ship?
Almost a little under 3 years.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm.
And basically, it was as I said, the things that I can remember, the different ports of call, in a sense, the Barcelona. We went to London a couple of times.
To do what? What would a Navy ship do in other countries if the conflict was in Korea?
Since we had the flag, ship flag, the flagship, there was almost in each port the officers would go to different functions, and that's when we normally, a lot of times we would take our own leave. Like if I went to Portugal one time,
Portugal,
and I spent about 2 days there. Then we were into England, and I got another couple of days off. And one item I think I really meant was in Spain. We were going home. We were going on the Liberty launches, and we went to a slow bar over there, and all of a sudden, I mean, it was a very quiet day and everything else, and then as soon as they got there, and we had 14 guys together, because we had what they call a port starboard liberty. So we all went at the same time. And when we got into everybody was, they were, the patrons were glad, some more people. And we got into, one of the guys there got too really drunk, and he almost, he wanted to start a fight.
Oh, a serviceman? He was from your ship?
No,
oh.
We were. Yeah, but he wanted one of the
local?
The locals. I mean, we're there, and there may be 14 days, 14 years,
Days.
and the guy 14 years that we were there. And that was when and one of the other had already been in the service for 5. So actually, I was already 19 years old.
Okay.
All right, and he wanted to start a fight with a younger guy, a very old man, and we kicked it out. We kicked him. We kicked our guys out of the bar, and we must say, look, we're kids. We really want to enjoy the service. Don't want to spend prissy time in a foreign port.
Prison time.
We did. But that particular day, that night, it ended pretty good because I love to sing.
Sing?
Sing. In fact, when I start to get better, I'm going back to what they call a barber shopper.
Great! Wow.
And this particular night, we were heading back to the Liberty Launches, and one of the guys, I guess, had the patrons had I don't know if it's a Constantina or something, but if you saw, it was something like you saw a movie where we were going back to Liberty Launch. By that time, we were probably about maybe 5, 6 guys together, and we're arm in arm, and we're singing, and they followed us to the Liberty Launch, and they were
playing the instrument.
And all of a sudden, we had so many people that were following us and singing and dancing. That was a great thing.
Huh. Cute. So, were you weren't close to the front lines or the combat place?
No.
Excuse me. So, what were your duties on the ship?
Basically, depending on what we had to keep clean around. Keep our own the streets.
Your area.
Areas you always had to clean up your own area. Were
you busy with the radio and the Morse code?
No, you had you had a work schedule, and you had to do that. And for that time, okay, that was our work time.
Mm-hmm.
Any other time, basically we'd either play chess or a very bad thing. I think they used to call something like poker.
Oh yeah. Nice.
Yes.
What kind of friendships and camaraderie did you form while serving, and with whom?
There were a couple of guys that became very close. Unfortunately, we don't see anybody now because different things. But I had a friend, happened to be, the funny thing, he was a Negro called Anderson. We used to get to go to Liberty together. In fact, we got to be known as the pepper and salt.
And pepper?
Yeah. But they were good things. Again, this is like some of the things I guess I'm not regressing. Repressing. Certain things I didn't like.
Oh.
I think I said that what I really hated was the animosity
mm-hmm.
between most of the Southerners
towards.
So I want this. Any Northerners.
Northerners?
Yes, they.
Any particular religious group or?
No.
No, just anybody from the
They
north?
more or less anything, they kind of hated everybody.
Oh.
And everything. And I never really got into fights. I used to get out of anything like a situation like that. I was saying, hey, look, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a lover. I'm not a fighter. But there was only one time, and if I think his name was Spears. Very short Southern guy. He hated, everybody, and he really hated the fact that my friend was black. It got to the point where one time he started edging me on. I said, hey, and said to the point of, oh, your mother, is a whore, or something like that. And I turned around and I said, oh, what happened? You found your mother, you saw my shoes on your mother's, and your father's, my father's mother, your father's bedroom again. And you found my shoes. And at that time, I guess he finally hit a nerve. And I heard that's it! And he went to pick up what they call a dog wrench.
Ooh.
If you know what it is, basically, it's on ship. You have, when you see somebody called batten out the latch,
the hatches.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have to close all the latches, and there was a pipe, about yay big. Mm-hmm. And basically, I said, "Oh, I guess I got him this time," and I started to run away. And it was funny because when you're aboard the ships, you have the porter,
the little windows on the ship.
The windows, basically, and we're like we're trying to get it with that. I got him. I missed him just about.
Wow.
And that was about it. The only one of the things I had, I can remember, we were on detail to, we had to refuel. And everybody, especially the peons like me, they had to, a lot of things we had to do there.
What was your position or your grade? Or
at that time I was this happened, I think I was a seaman.
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't gone my crow yet. I didn't get to reverse and revised. I didn't get revised.
Promoted?
Promoted until my first crew.
Uh-huh.
And it was down below the ships, and we were coming down and trying to refuel. And all of a sudden I heard the guy from above me, came out. What out below? Head out below. Head out. Look out. Check out below. Mm-hmm. And I just picked my head up, and one of the drums had gotten the position off. And basically, the drum was heading right in front of my head.
What's in the drum? Fuel?
Fuel.
Huh.
And I dove. I got the call to the teen of it. My face had got the last little position, and there was fuel all over me.
Oh my God!
To the point where I thought I was going to be blind, and they had got me into sick bay. But the way I could do it, I had to crawl out. I had to go. One of the guys put my shoulder, and he was following me. I'm like this.
With your eyes closed.
Well, yes, because basically, I spent in sick bay.
Now, why did
Because
that fall on you?
Because somebody's very careless.
Oh.
I mean, it happens.
So how did they? What did they cleaned you up in sick bay? How long did you have to stay there?
I was there one whole day.
Uh-huh.
Spent the night there.
Mm-hmm.
And the funny thing about that is, I went to see after I got out of sick bay. So I went back to my department, and they said, "What the hell happened to you? You know, we were going to put you on AWL." I said, "What are you talking about? We couldn't find you." I said, "Did you try looking at me in sick bay?" "No." "Well, why not?" "Because that's where it was."
Somebody must have known you went there.
They never reported it. I was probably, on the detail. I mean, you have to check that everything checked out. They just didn't realize that, hey, there was a problem down below.
Wow.
So it's...
Wow. Okay, that was very interesting. How did you stay in touch with family and friends back home during this time?
Basically, calling. It's the telephones.
Oh, really? By
Yeah.
phone?
Yeah.
And
whenever I could, I would like a mail from one of the ports.
Uh-huh.
And they were cute. They were, "Hey, where's this from?" "Oh, can you get my stamps?" Somebody's always a stamp collector.
Yeah. And you said when you had liberty, you went on land and visited different...
Yeah, basically,
pubs?
each port we were there. We were whatever place we could, we would take a tour of, like, in the out of Vatican.
So what countries, do you remember which countries you said? England and Italy?
Italy,
Spain?
Spain, United States, the Oslo,
Norway.
Yes. I had a pipe from Peru.
Oh, wow.
There were a couple of other things that, that was one of the things I said I wanted to get out of the Navy, and I did. I saw so many different...
That's a lot.
Couple of ways. We're on the had a town of a shot of the Leaning Teaser of Pisa.
Oh, Leaning Tower of Pisa?
Yeah. In London, we always took a picture with all the birds. The pigeons. Unfortunately, this is a lot of things I know I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of it, but I cannot.
It's hard to recreate.
Yes, recreate it.
Yeah. Where were you when the war ended?
In Brooklyn.
Oh, okay. So had you already been out of the service?
No, yeah. Basically, I ended in the Navy Guard, aboard the battleship. Okay, when they were decommissioned there.
Oh. Do you remember what year that was? When you...
Last day was...
I think... 57. So you were in from
Yeah.
1954 to 1957.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
In fact, I found out afterwards, basically, the Jersey was decommissioned, and then a couple of years, the recommissioned again.
Oh.
And it went to, again, they were decommissioned. They were, again, they went to, but they were changed from they went to missiles.
Missiles. Oh.
Yes.
When you first were on the ship, first off, there were no missiles on the ship?
No, everything was on the big guns.
Did they ever have to be deployed or used? No.
In Korea they did, basically because they used to the big guns to try. They were so far away
From the ship to the land.
Yeah.
But you weren't.
No.
New Jersey wasn't near there.
When in Korea, yes.
New Jersey went to Korea?
Yes.
Oh. So were you on it then?
No, I got out. I got in, but when they came back from Korea, that's when I first.
Started.
Got out, yeah.
I see.
And it's a funny thing now. I like to travel a lot, and we were in Pennsylvania, and just looking around, and all of a sudden my wife turns to me and says, "Hey, honey, wasn't that your ship?" And
Where
I
was
said,
it?
Yeah.
In a
It was,
museum?
I think Pennsylvania. It was because it was a
Like a military museum?
yes, yeah,
Nice. And that was your ship there?
yeah.
Wow.
For the most part, I had a very good time in the Navy. The only reason I didn't go in when I went into the Navy, I was going to go in for 30 years because I was going to be my career.
And why didn't
And
you?
then I couldn't take the BS. Number one, everything was most of the people that were the guys that I was working with, living with, and there were a lot of the crackers, and the crackers, like they hated everybody. I think.
They what?
That was one of the crack. A lot of these the crackers. I don't remember. I know I'm not explaining myself now, but they hated. They were just against everybody,
Mm-hmm.
and I couldn't tolerate
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the stupidity.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, it's a case of if you had it. We used to kid around. A lot of people did. It's the right way, the wrong way, and then the Navy way.
Oh, wow.
And that's it. It's ridiculous.
What, I mean, things that you had to do were?
No, I mean, basically, a lot of things that we had to do. After I got my crew, I wanted to teach the new guys in Morse code.
Uh-huh. That was your job?
Yeah, and we had different stations, and I would put down one. Like, you're going to go to this one aft. You're going to go over here now, and then you're going to go a little up a main deck. Because the way you had to get professors.
Proficient?
Profession.
Proficient.
Profession. And I wanted the new guys, the only way you could really do it is to send and receive Morse code over different stations.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how you learn it. And we got I couldn't do it because some of the boatswains case, Malton's mate, they started to complain that they weren't doing work as far as watch closing. I mean, it really is painting or chipping, things like that. And I contacted, they don't have any. You want me guys to? I want my crew to be able to advanced. Well, you can't do that. So I said, well, what do you want me to do? Well, you have to do a little chipping and painting.
What is that?
You had to chip paint
Clean the ship?
Clean, yeah, a little bit. And like in area, like you had to do that. I said, okay, fine. So we chipped that and we painted. And then, okay, we're finished. What do you want to do now? We have to paint it and chip it. I said, but we just did it. But that's how you have to keep busy. I said, but there's so much other work we can do. We had to did that at least 2 more times. And for what?
Yeah.
Because it got to the point where I was really hating a battleship grade.
Were your quarters there? You had like your own room, or how?
Oh no! We
like
a mattress basically.
Like many.
Each guy was you had a
like levels of beds.
Yeah, not a bed, mattresses.
Mattresses.
And you had like at least two or three people on level there, and you have to. Each day would have to get sometimes have helps. To
a little help to get in.
Yeah, that's one of the things I don't know if I mentioned things that I really liked. It was like sleeping under the stars.
Oh, really?
A lot of times the ship was like on a glass. Shipping it and just it was so calm. And a lot of us used to take out the mattresses out
on the deck,
and then you go sleep under the stars. And at that time, you're trying to go to sleep, but you're picking up your arms because you wanted to
touch the
stars.
Yes.
And it was
peaceful.
Peaceful.
How did you return home from when you were coming home the last time?
I took a bus and I got into, I think from Newark, and I just went to back home.
But was your last port in Europe, or?
Oh no, last port was in when we decommissioned her.
Oh, so in the States.
States. In fact, the way it was, I had to actually got 3 months reprieve because they had no place to give me. Oh. Because I only had 3 months left.
Oh, I see.
I can't go into something else. They said, okay, you're getting a 3 reprieve.
So what did you do for the 3 months?
No, they closed it.
They let you. Oh.
They let me go.
They let you go.
So basically, I just went home and.
How were you received by family and friends?
Oh, that time it was great. Yeah. I mean, in the sense when I say it was intensity. Because I kind of snuck in everybody. And, they gave me some parties. I know as far as my mother, because she said, "You hungry? You hungry, Joey?" Yeah. But at that point, what would you like to eat? And I said, "Ma, you cook it and I'll eat it." And that was it.
Now, how did you readjust to civilian life?
It was very. I had to lose a lot of my friends who had not been the service because they were. I wasn't a kid anymore, and they still were. Hey, what do you want to do tomorrow? Saturday. We're just going to hang around, and that's it. We're just going to hang out, and. But what else you want? You want to go any place? You want to go to a movie? I mean, do you want to go a show? No. It's just that. There was even the talk, and it was
young,
so immature, and it was like it's ridiculous.
Are you in contact with any fellow veterans at all from before?
No.
What about any veterans organizations? Are you a member of any?
I'm not, but I'm thinking. It's hard. It's very hard for me now because number one, I can't drive anymore. Hopefully, I will be able to soon. And it's not fair to impose. Works. My wife works fine. She works. She's responsible for 3 lawyers, and when she comes home, she's tired.
Sure.
And basically, I know that especially since I've had 3. I'm going to say too much. Sickness. I've accompanied heart attacks. I've been triple bypass. I'm wearing up to 3 stents now.
Wow, you look wonderful.
And I do. I mean, the last thing really hurt was I know this is why I say I'm very blessed. Because I don't, at least I can walk on myself. I can, with some difficulty, but I can, and I can still talk, and I can still, I can still sing.
That's great.
If what I understand is, I can't talk a lot of times. I can't write, but I can still sing, and I'm still getting in that. Even though I have a difficulty, let's say, with reading or writing, when I stand to summon contracts.
The songs come, the singing comes.
The king summons. And a lot of that has really helped me going.
That's great.
That and my wife.
Now, when you separated from the military, right after that, what did you do after that?
Basically, I went to GM with the GM. I went to radio school.
Oh.
And then it got me that basically in the training. I've been last year. Basically, I was in a production manager. And
for what?
For over 2 different companies. One I liked. At one time I worked for educational testing system.
Oh yeah.
And where I used to debug. And debug basically some of the programs.
Have a tickle.
Basically, you had to debug the programs, and because we had gone through with the debugging it was a prototype, and they were fixing it. You always have bugs in that. But since then, It's another funny thing is that once when I was working in Princeton, we got some batches of the ASTs to
SATs.
ESTs to to debug, and I just took the big pile. You know, it was probably about 3,000, 2,000. You know, and I went out. I just randomly. I just wanted to trouble out wanted to see if it was was it working? And I went down the next weekend. I said, "Hey, Les, I thought I had your exam," but the guy had a different label, Mary middle initial.
Mm.
And I said, "Yeah, see, that was it." They said, "That was me. That was me." I said, "Are you telling me that these thousands that I'm trying to work on and I found it?"
Sorry, I have a tickle. Okay, so lastly, about your reflections about your service. How did your wartime experiences affect your life, do you think? And what life lessons maybe did you learn from the military?
Well, I improved. Basically, you had to really learn discipline. You know that you learned that you had to, if there were any problems, you had to learn to help to rely.
Figure them out.
On your friends. I think that kept throughout my whole life. I think, okay, like, you don't. I've never been the one that, if there was a problem in any of the production lines or anything like that, and somebody would call up to, "Hey, Joe, what happened to this? Why is that not working?" I said, "It's my fault." "Why is it your fault?" I said, "Because I'm the manager, and if I'm responsible for everybody, you know, under me, that's me. It's my fault." I never liked to place blame on anything. It was just a case. My attitude was, "Look, this is our problem. How do we fix it?" And that's all. And I used to just say, I don't want to know who did it or why. I just want it fixed.
And
they always did.
Came partly from your military training.
Yeah.
How do you think your military service impacted your feelings about war and the military in general?
Well, that hasn't changed in the sense that I think I told you once earlier about that I'm a lover, not a fighter. I don't like to fight. I don't like to get into any arguments. But when you have to do it, no matter what it is. No matter what, especially. Luckily, I was lucky to be in no complexes.
In what? Combat.
Combat. But I don't think war doesn't help anybody. The only thing, basically, everybody loses. Mm-hmm. Even the so-called winners, they still lose also. In some way, that's.
What message would you like to leave for future generations who might hear this interview?
That if you want the planet to survive, you're going to have to really think about how everybody is killing it. Yeah. As far as pesticides, I mean, whatever it is, you have to go back to nature and learn, replace mistakes.
Mm-hmm. That's good. Good advice. Is there anything you feel we haven't discussed or should be added?
No, thank you very much.
Thank you so
Just
much.
thank you very much.
Thank you for your service and
Thank
for,
you.
for sharing.
Thank you.